Larry Gelbart believes After MASH could have been saved by dropping the franchise's sitcom format entirely. The finale of MASH is the most watched scripted TV episode of all time, a record that's unlikely to be beaten. This speaks to how popular the series was when it went off the air, so it makes sense that CBS attempted some MASH spin-off shows to see how they fared. The pilot for Radar spin-off W*A*T*E*are proved so bad it only aired once, though After MASH managed to run for 2 seasons before being cancelled. It was actually a cast vote that ended MASH, with most of the ensemble voting to wrap it up before its quality slipped. The 3 actors who voted to keep going were Jamie Farr, Klinger, Harry Morgan, Potter, and William Christopher, Father Mulcahy, who were instead offered After MASH. While the trio were great supporting players, After MASH proved characters like Klinger just weren't meant to be the leads. It didn't help that its veteran hospital setting didn't lead itself toward laugh-out-loud hilarity. After MASH's creator thinks the spin-off should have been a straight drama. Larry Gelbart quickly realized the spin-off took the wrong approach. The cast of After MASH with Alan Alda's Hawkeye-looking upset custom image by Simone Ashmore. Larry Gelbart was the showrunner for MASH's first 4 seasons and pioneered the combination of comedy and drama. Gelbart found himself utterly exhausted by the close of season 4 and decided to leave, but was later tempted back by After MASH. Speaking with Foundation Interviews, Gelbart felt exploring a veterans hospital in the aftermath of a war was a good hook. In hindsight, he realized the key mistake he made with the spin-off. Towards the end of MASH, the tonal pendulum between comedy and drama had largely swung toward the latter. Certain viewers much prefer the earlier, lighter seasons, which were broadly comic but peppered with moments of drama, but the show became more serious as it evolved. In that way, it wouldn't have been a big shift for After MASH to switch gears toward being a straight medical drama. That's really what it should have been, since the attempts at humor in the offshoot rarely landed. As Gelbart suggested, an hour-long After MASH exploring the issues faced by veterans would have been a stronger angle, and just because it would have lacked canned laughter, it still could have had humor and lightness too. The MASH franchise had already shed the sitcom format successfully. Trapper John, MD proved a dramatic take on MASH could work. MASH received another spin-off in the form of Trapper John, MD in 1979, though its connections to the series have always been murky. The pilot opens with Trapper, Pernell Roberts, dreaming about stock footage from the show, and he has a picture of Alan Alda's Hawkeye and Wayne Rogers' younger Trapper on his desk. Despite that, the show later claimed to be spun off from the 1970 movie. Regardless, Trapper John, MD is unique among the MASH shows, since it's the only one to drop the sitcom format entirely. The show is a straight-ahead medical drama, to the point where it doesn't really need any links to MASH. Trapper's time in Korea is rarely brought up, and no other characters from the show turn up to say hello. Still, the series proved a MASH offshoot could drop the comedy entirely. Trapper John, MD ran for 7 seasons, whereas After MASH was canned partway through its 2nd season after CBS made the disastrous call to pit it against the A-Team in the ratings. Larry Gelbart feels After MASH's premise was wasted on the franchise. After MASH should have dropped the MASH. After MASH characters Colonel Sherman Potter, Major Charles Winchester, Father Mulcahy, Nurse Kelly, B.J. Honeycutt, Mike D'Angelo, Nurse Margie Cutler played by Harry Morgan, Jamie Farr. Gelbart makes a particularly telling remark about After MASH when he states, "I think After MASH is a good idea for series, I think it was a bad idea to people it with people from MASH." Gelbart seemed to realize while making the spin-off that it was the primary concept he was drawn to, more so than continuing MASH. For him, having 3 players from the series returning limited what After MASH could become, and that the premise would have been better served as a dramatic piece with no ties to the parent show. There are episodes of After MASH that hint at what a more dramatic version would have been, which make for the stronger outings it produced. The spin-off never figured out what it wanted to be, and the pressure of following up the beloved original series didn't help. A move away from the sitcom format would have signaled to audiences that the sequel was its own beast, though again, it could have had jokes spread throughout. Of course, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and on paper After MASH held potential. It could have been an emotional sequel that tackled serious issues, but as Gelbart suggested, the concept was held back by tying itself to MASH.